The reason you still feel numb despite achieving everything that your family and friends told you you need to feel successful is because somewhere along the way you stopped playing your game and fell into someone else's. And when you did that, you became unaligned from your path that was meant for you. And so you continue to get awards or accolades in a game that you were never meant to play. And so, no matter how high you continue to climb this ladder, you will never feel fulfilled until you figure out a way to become aligned with the version of you that you were always meant to be. The version of you that was able to provide for their family. The version of you that had the courage to be able to go after the dreams that keep them up at night and not settle for some average job that prevents you from ever actually taking action on the things that your conscious is telling you. I remember whenever I stopped playing football, everyone told me that get your degree, go get a job, and everything will be peachy. So that's exactly what I did. I got my degree, got into sales, started working from someone else, did pretty well in it, and then quit. Because no matter how well I did, I still felt as if something was missing, as if I was giving up something that was meant for me for something that would provide me some type of cheap status compared to the people around me. And what I learned from embarking on this journey of betting on myself is the reason that I was so numb in that job was because I learned to settle. I learned to settle in every area of my life because I stopped allowing myself to dream big and actually believe in the things that I said I could achieve. So I said, that's not meant for me. And I accepted the norm. I accepted the norm in my career, in my fitness. I got to 12% body fat and said, you know what, that's enough. That's fine. I look okay. I accepted average in my dating life. And I tried for a very long time to convince myself that I was happy with it, with the existence that I created, the reality that was being shown to me. And that caused me to fall into a deep depression where I went and spoke with therapists, read all the books, tried to find purpose in any avenue that I could possibly think of, starting side hustles, going into e-com, trying to run an agency, all of these different things that I was hoping that if I was able to find success within this arena, that would be the thing that would make me feel fulfilled. But every time I went into a different arena and I started to succeed, that feeling came back. And then going to talk to a therapist was no help at all. So I was forced to figure it out myself. And I invested multiple 5 figures of my own money to learn from mentors who seemed like they had it all figured out, who was living the life that they dreamed of, that they desired, and not something or some script that someone else gave them. And what I learned from working with them is in order for you to not feel numb, you have to allow yourself to fully tap into the version of you that you were meant to be, which means you have to go after the big goals. You have to get in the best shape of your life. You have to remain 10% body fat, stay there, see your abs whenever you look in the mirror, and just really become the highest version of yourself. Because when you do that, and every time you look at yourself in the mirror, you tell yourself that you are the version of you that commits, that shows up. You transfer that into your work and you show up the same exact way there. You show up the same way in your relationships. And whenever you show up as your best self in each and every single arena, that's whenever you start to feel fulfilled, because now you know that you're playing the game that you were meant to play. Now you know that you're playing in the league that was designed for you. And so instead of you comparing yourself to the people to the left and the right of you, the only person you compare yourself to is how good can you get within this game? What can the highest version of me achieve if I continue to walk that path? And that excites you. That's the thing that shakes you, wakes you up, and allows you to actually feel the way that you want to feel. By realizing where you are now and having a crystal clear vision of the version of you that you want to become, and taking steps each and every single day to become that version, the version of you that you were meant to be, not that someone has told you you were meant to be. And the further you walk down that path, and the more ingrained you start to get within the reality that was meant for you, the more excitement, the more love, the more energy you'll have as you go throughout your day. Because now you are walking with what I call an aligned mind, which is where you align your mind, your being, with the version of you that God put you on this earth to be. That's whenever you start to actually feel something, that you start to understand, like, things are starting to click. Like, I can play this game for as long as I want, because now you are playing the one that was meant for you. You're no longer trying to fit a square in a circle. You are able to fully walk in the path that was meant for you. And the easiest way for you to be able to start taking action towards this path is focusing on your health, focusing on your fitness, because whenever you look in the mirror and you see yourself getting into your most aesthetic physique, the one that when you look at it, you are so proud of, that like you would believe you could run through a wall if you needed to. It motivates you whenever you know that you hold yourself to a certain standard. And the higher you raise that standard, the more will be available to you. Because when you start to trust yourself and you prove to yourself that you're someone who shows up, that you're someone who puts in the work, that does the things they know they are supposed to, then reality will trust you with more. The worst thing you can do is continue to play a game that was never meant for you and just settle. Because when you settle, you're not growing. And as men, that's where we find fulfillment. By stepping into the version of us that we know we were meant to be. Each and every single one of us, I know you on the other side of the screen, know that you want to be the version of you that can provide for their family, that can take them on the trips that they talk about whenever you guys are at home, that can be a helping hand whenever your family has financial problems or anything that's going on. You want to be someone that people can rely on. And the only way you can do that is by becoming someone who relies on themselves and can trust in themselves now. Not 10 months down the road, not next year, but like right now. And the easiest way for you to be able to start doing that is to get in shape. Start taking your health seriously. Get to 10% body fat. Walk around and know that you are that guy. You're not becoming that guy. You are that guy. And have the body that proves it, because your body is your vehicle that will get you into any arena that you want. If you respect yourself more, other people respect you because they can see it. Whenever you see someone who is in shape, you respect them more because of the standards they hold themselves to. You respect yourself more. You start to feel as if you are the person you were meant to be. You're no longer numb. You no longer feel like an imposter whenever somebody tries to compliment you, because you know that you're not holding anything back anymore. You are fully committed to being the version of you that you know you're meant to be. And you will continue to walk that path as long as necessary, because you find enjoyment in it, because now you are walking in alignment in the film that you decide you want to live in, the film you create. with your thoughts, with your mind, because you will never be able to outperform your internal world. And as you build the body, you also build the mind. And those two things are the most important things that you have as a human being. Because when you sharpen those, when you raise those to max capacity, nothing is unlimited for you. I used to be somebody that was riddled with insecurity, depression. I would sit at work and though I was doing good, I would just think about how everybody thought I was so bad at the job I was doing. There was one time I remember I was writing and I broke a pencil in half because I had so much anxiety. And as soon as I said, I'm no longer going to live this way. And I started taking my health seriously. Started learning about my mind and how I can remove subconscious blocks that were keeping me restricted, that were holding me back. And I started to take action on the things that my conscious was telling me. All of the anxiety went away. My confidence came back. I believed in myself, and I knew that I was able to accomplish the things that I said I wanted to. And I felt damn good the entire time, compared to before where I felt nothing. I closed the world off because everything that people told me was supposed to make me feel good didn't. And the only thing that did was respecting myself and the version of me that I know I was supposed to be. I stopped ignoring that voice in my head. And I started to follow it. I started to take my health serious. And as soon as I started doing that, I started taking every other area of my life serious because I saw the progress that I could make if I did. And so if you feel numb, if you feel as if you are succeeding in a game that was not meant for you, then I want you to look internally. I want you to look at yourself and say, am I holding myself to a standard that deserves or requires me to feel the way that I want to feel? And if you say no, then change it. Not tomorrow, but now. Because the longer you wait, the longer you will continue to build the gap that you have to bridge to be able to become the version of you that can achieve the things that you want, that can feel the way you want, that can be proud, confident, respected, admired. And the bigger that gap, the harder it will be for you to take that first step. And so, if you need help taking that first step, then there is an application down below. Click the link, fill it out, and I'll reach out to you and see if I can help you with getting started on your journey or continuing on your journey, depending on where you are. And if I don't think we're a good fit to work together, I can still send you resources. But take this as an omen that you know you've been holding back. And it's time for you to finally step into the version of you that you know that you're meant to be. And for you to do that, all you have to do is click the application below, fill it out, and we'll be in touch. All right, brother. I'll see you in the next one.